You're watching Pyro Media Network.
We just keep on walking, but never really getting nowhere. It's like we keep on talking, but never really saying nothing. On different sides, on different times, stuck in a ways we ain't changing. Can't read your mind, and I've really tried. You won't let me in like we're strangers. We say opposites, supposed to attract, but we both can tell it feels often. Should let it go, but somehow we fold, and it happens way too often. We're so different, we're so different. Like we act, but we make it fit in. It's just like we're so different, we're so different. I don't quite understand you, you don't get me. It's just like we're blinded by fear. We can't see clearly somehow.
Thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. We hope your experience is fruitful. Please feel free to visit our website to find out how you can join our growing family. While we are loading your experience, please do us a quick favor and hit that like button from whichever platform you're watching or listening on. Also, share so others may enjoy as well. And we hope you would consider hitting that subscribe or follow button so you can check out more of our amazing content. All right, let's start the show.
Tonight's show is June Hot Topics, and boy, it's about to get hot. Let's start the show. Hello, and welcome back to Tammy's Take. I know I've been gone a while. A lot of things have been happening, but I'm so happy to be back here. And I'm back in June, starting the month off with some hot topics. Now, the topics I'm going to talk about tonight are topics that I find fruitful and interesting. Now, how you feel about the topics, I'm sure you'll tell me down in the comment section. So if this is your first time seeing the show, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. Please do not forget to hit like, share, and if you haven't subscribed to Pyro Media Network, do so. There's a lot of great shows on the network, not just me. Amazing lineup of shows. So make sure you subscribe to the network and hit like. Let's get into tonight's hot topics. Okay, so the first hot topic I want to talk about. Now, I did a show about this, about Miss Dominique Morgan. Yes. Now, those of you who are on TikTok, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Threads, because Miss Morgan frequents these places, if you're on Substack, you may know who Dominique Morgan is. Now, what is the hot topic going on with Dominique Morgan? So Dominique Morgan worked in the nonprofit sector, and her last role, she was indicted for larceny, where she was accused of taking more than $100,000 from that nonprofit. They went to court. She got prosecuted. She entered a guilty plea. And before she went off to prison, she said, I'm going to let the children rest for 21 days. And when she said that, there was so much commentary about, oh my gosh, she's lying to you guys again. You're such morons. You're such idiot. There's no way she's going to get 21 days. She's probably going to go away for 5 years. You know, those of us who enjoyed Dominique's content, who follow Dominique's content, I am a follower of Dominique Morgan. I enjoy her content. I enjoy her wit, and she's a fellow Pisces. So if you're a Pisces, I'm probably going to like you just on the strength of you being a Pisces. So she went away for a little over 21 days, and she returned back to the internet with a hero's welcome back onto the platform. And so a lot of the people that had made comments, made videos saying she's going to be gone for 5 years, you guys are so stupid for believing she is not going to be get some prison time for this. She's a felon already. I mean, just all of that commentary. And so Dominique has come back on the platform. She received 5 years probation, and she only spent a little over 21 days in jail. Now, a lot of the commentary around Dominique has been it's either fall on one or two sides. One is we don't believe that anybody who committed a nonviolent crime, especially Black-bodied people, should be incarcerated, right? The other opinion about that is she did something wrong. She broke the law. She should have to pay for that, and she should have gone to prison, right? Those are the people who did not like Dominique. But now that she's back on the platform, a lot of the commentary I've heard from other people about what Dominique Morgan is teaching them is to continue to post. And I would say, if that is the lesson that you got from this Dominique Morgan saga, then I'm going to encourage you to dig deeper. I feel like it's a very shallow observation. I think you can go digger, because what Dominique Morgan is teaching or has taught me personally is not just about showing up, because other people were saying, oh, she's teaching me just post the content, because I swear our homegirl has probably posted about 60 to 70 videos since she got released on the 28th. I mean, she has been posting up a storm. But that's not what her release taught me, was to keep posting, right? What her release taught me personally is that when you come to the planet, and you come to the planet to operate in your gift, when you don't shrink from pretending you don't know what your gift is, when you don't pretend you don't know who you are, the universe rewards that. The universe rewards that, because if you've ever watched Dominique content, if you've ever engaged with Dominique content, Dominique knows who Dominique is. Dominique understands the gift she came to the planet with. She understands her ability to connect with people, to move them, to make them think, to make them look at themselves, to be able to appreciate nuances. One of her favorite phrases is a tinge of nuance. And it is so Pisces coded, because as a Pisces, I live in the gray. In a world where people want you to be black or white, most Pisces live in the gray. That's our tinge of nuance, because whatever you think about any topic, name it, there's always nuance there. And because we live in a society that's so very black and white thinking, you're either a Democrat or you're either Republican. You're either a racist or you're not a racist. You're a transphobe or you're not a transphobe. You're a homophobe or you're not a homophobe. All of these binaries that society wants us to live in, it's asking us to erase the nuance. And Dominique Morgan, the lesson she's taught me is that you can live in the nuance and still operate in your gift fully. Because our homegirl is on the internet eating the girls up. She is eating the girls up. One of the things that we enjoy about Dominique is her ability to read you and do it in a way using big words. Not your basic vocabulary. I'm talking about she goes into the thesaurus. She pulls it out of the thesaurus because she wants to make sure that as she's reading you, that you probably don't even understand the words, which makes the read even harder. And so I hope what Dominique Morgan is teaching those of you who watch this show, those of you who want to branch out and do social media, or you want to go back to school to get that degree, or you want to pursue that job that you've told yourself you're not going to get, you're not qualified for, you're not worthy of. I hope what she's teaching you is that once you understand and recognize your gift, you have to be unrelenting in sharing it with the world. Because even from behind bars, she was sharing her gift. And the minute she got released, she literally just went right back into what she was doing before she was interrupted. And so while I welcome back Miss Dominique, and a lot of us who follow her, who like her, I don't want your takeaway to be just post more, just post a lot. Because if you watch Dominique's posting, she's talking about something that's interesting to her. She's responding to a comment that she feels the need to respond to. She's not just, you don't see her get on camera and searching for something to talk about, searching for something to do. The reason why Dominique Morgan can make 50 videos, also a very pricey thing, we're talkers. We like talking. And to some degree, we do like hearing ourselves, right? It's why I talk. I like hearing myself too. But she can do that because that's a natural thing for her. That doesn't require more from her. So if you're not a natural talker, if you're not a natural yapper, as they say on the internet, then you're not going to be able to duplicate what Dominique Morgan does. Dominique Morgan does what she does because that's uniquely her gift. And so whatever your gift is, whatever's uniquely your gift, maybe you do art that is abstract. I saw a TikTok of a young lady. She comes on screen. She has 4 pairs of Levi's jeans, right? And you know it's going to be a transition. I'm thinking the transition is going to be of some garment that she's made. She made art. She made a Black woman with hair, with facial structure, with jeans. She didn't create a fashion statement. She created art. So whatever your unique gift is, be a Dominique Morgan. Be relentless in sharing it with the world. And if you believe in yourself the way that Dominique believes in herself, the universe must reward you. I believe Dominique Morgan got the sentence she got, especially considering her lawyer was a public defender. When you are relentless, when you understand your gift and your calling, even when you have setbacks, the universe will have to. It's almost like you're forcing it. Like, this is who I am. This is what I came to do. And it doesn't matter what the obstacles are. I'm going to continue to be me. I'm going to continue to operate in my gifts. I'm going to continue to do what I know that I came to the planet to do. This woman can command the attention of a whole audience. And she can take that command and share whatever she wants, whether it is information about trans people, whether it's about activism, whether it's about a good wig, because she does love herself a good wig. Doesn't matter. Her ability to command people's attention, she knows she has that gift. And I must say, of all the Dominique content I've watched, I consistently see her using her gift for good, and always with a tinge of nuance. So from one Pisces to another, welcome back, Mrs. Morgan. Okay, now we're going to move on to another hot topic that I am sure is going to ruffle some feathers. In fact, I'm almost positive that it will. But before we do that, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to come back because I need this segment to be uninterrupted. I'll see you after the commercial.
What's going on, y'all? It's Kwame Speaks from Kwame Speaks Live, and you're watching Pyro Media Network.
The news is divided. Ground News puts it back together, with coverage from thousands of outlets around the world in one place. So you can spot sensational reporting, no matter what side of the political spectrum you're on. Beside every headline, you'll see who owns the source, how reliable it is, and if they have a political bias. Multiple perspectives side by side, giving you a well-rounded view of today's biggest stories. Visit ground.news to learn more.
Hey, how y'all doing? Real quick, this is Daryl Walter, host of the Daryl Walter Show. I know. And you are watching Pyro Media Network.
Hey, it's Dr. Nicole D. Vick from Dr. Victorious, and you're watching Pyro Media Network.
Welcome back to the show. Okay. Now, we just talked about Dominique Morgan, and I feel like Dominique can be a polarizing figure, but I don't think her profile has been extended yet to where that is true. Now, this other creator, influencer, is absolutely a polarizing figure, and she's a polarizing figure for many reasons. So let's get into Miss Jackie Aina. Okay. Now, Jackie Aina is an influencer who got her start on YouTube. She was a makeup girly. In fact, Jackie was one of the first makeup girlies that I followed on YouTube. I remember watching Jackie when she was sitting in her barracks doing her makeup and talking to us in her military gear. That's how far back I go with Jackie in terms of knowing who she is and following her content. Since then, Jackie has parlayed her influencing career from makeup into building brands for herself. She now sells candles and perfumes. She's her own mega in her own way. She was a girl that started on the floor doing her makeup, and now she's a big deal. In fact, if you follow Jackie Aina on socials, more specifically TikTok, the home, the sheets, the kitchen, it all speaks for itself in terms of being able to understand the level of wealth she has been able to accumulate for herself. Now, the criticism that Jackie often gets is that Jackie is seen as opportunistic when it comes to Black people and Blackness, in that she will speak about Black women in beauty spaces, Black women in the society as a whole, if that conversation will in some way benefit her. And let's be honest here. The thing that pushed Jackie to the front was not her makeup skills, although they are incredible. The thing that pushed Jackie to the front was because Jackie was that dark-skinned Black woman calling out brands and advocating for dark-skinned Black women and Black women generally, right? So Jackie Aina isn't Jackie Aina simply on the strength of her makeup abilities, which again is flawless. She is who she is and where she is because once she started speaking out about Black issues, Black people did one of these where we raise people up and push them to the front. Okay. Now, what is the controversy surrounding Jackie Aina? Now, for those of you who haven't been here from the beginning, Jackie Aina had a falling out or disagreement with the owners of Juvia's Place. And the owners of Juvia's Place said some very disparaging things about Jackie. And rightfully so. She has said that she would never work for them. She would never use their products. And you will never see her promoting any of their things. Okay. So I'm going to give you the backstory there. So Jackie Aina does not like Juvia's Place. Now, if you're on TikTok, you probably heard about the Blushgate. And so the Blushgate is this. There's a makeup artist called Makeup by Esther who popularized a blush routine that I am myself still learning. Okay. And everybody kind of came to know that blush technique as Makeup by Esther's blush technique. It literally is what, if people talk about it, they will say, this is Makeup by Esther's blush technique. Now, Makeup by Esther works with Juvia's Place. This is important because I think people, when we're having this discussion about Jackie, they're leaving that fact out. So Jackie Aina does not like Juvia's Place because of the things that they said about her, which were in fact disgusting. Okay. Makeup by Esther popularized a blush technique, but she works with Juvia's Place. Jackie Aina came onto TikTok to promote. When I say promote, she wasn't encouraging anybody to buy, but we know how this goes, right? There's subjectively telling people to buy something, and then there's outright saying it. So did she outright say in that video, oh, go buy Patrick Tar's blush? No. But the fact that you're coming online using the blush and you know you have the ability to influence people to buy the products you use, you are promoting the product, right? And we're not going to cut around that. So she comes online promoting the product in a very subtle way. The problem with this is that Patrick Tar, who is not white, but not black, an Asian makeup artist, basically made these blush kits following the Makeup by Esther technique and then went and trademarked it. So then, you know, the internet does what the internet does. The internet said, basically, Patrick Tar is stealing from a black woman. Now, remember what I said at the beginning of this. The thing that Jackie got her start with was promoting black women and speaking up when black women in the beauty space or black women in society as a whole had their products, their ideas stolen from them, from people who were not black, to make a profit. And yet she's working with a man, Patrick Tar, who did exactly that to another black woman. Now this is where I may lose a few of you, but you know, you wouldn't be here if I said everything you liked. I completely understand why Jackie would not have defended Makeup by Esther, because she's working with a brand that she absolutely despises, right? While I understand why she would do that, I think it betrays her brand. And her brand is, I speak up for black women when I know that they're having their products stolen from them, their ideas stolen from them, their creativity stolen from them. Who Makeup by Esther works with really should be irrelevant in her saying to her buddy Patrick Tar, okay, this is a Makeup by Esther, and you and I are cool, and I will use your product, but I will not make a video. I will not promote it because I think you did something wrong here. She could have done that. She absolutely could have done that. She chose not to do that. And I believe part of that decision was because of who Esther is working with. Esther is working with essentially her arch nemesis. Now, this blew up on TikTok, and there were so much videos. There was so much commentary about Jackie Aina, and people were moving away from Patrick Tar. One of the things that kept coming up in the Jackie Aina discourse, in the Jackie Aina debate, was people coming on the internet, which I'm going to say this, I find y'all weird. I find it incredibly weird to be blocked by a content creator and you're holding on to that block 2 years later for when something pops off about that creator, and then you turn on your camera as if this is not weird behavior to tell us, oh my gosh, she blocked me 2 years ago and I've been sitting and I've been waiting for karma to get her. I never liked her. I always thought she was weird. And one of the things I said in one of my videos that I made on TikTok is that if you don't like somebody, and the reasons don't matter, right? We all have our reasons for why we don't like somebody. The reasons don't matter. Why wouldn't you protect your peace and block that person? If I don't like you, I don't want to see anything from you. I don't want to know what you ate. I don't want to know what vacation you're on. I don't want to know what bag you bought. I don't want to know I want to know nothing about you. I don't like you. So if I don't like you, I don't want to know anything about you. You're blocked. But these are people who will not block her, but they're waiting for her to have a scandal, a slip up, a fall. And fundamentally, this is how I live my life. And I think if a lot of you considered this, I think you would pause when you come on the internet to tell us how much you do not like a content creator, right? Again, I understand the rationale for why Jackie did not defend Esther, right? I believe that was based on the fact that Esther's working for somebody she does not like. I get that. I understand that. I do think it was the wrong thing to do. Even if you didn't want to defend Esther, and when I say the wrong thing to do, I'm just talking about how you are perceived on the internet. I would have said nothing, and I would not have gotten in the middle of it by coming online and using Patrick Tarr's blushes, especially when all of this thing was popping off about Patrick Tarr. I would have just stayed out of it. That way, nobody can say anything about me. But here's what I want people who don't like Jackie Aina or any influencer or creator, and that may be myself included. And some of you don't like me and you're watching this show right now. Weird behavior. Don't do that. Don't disrupt your peace to come see what I'm doing over here. I want you to be so peaceful in your life, you don't know what the hell I'm doing, or what the hell Jackie Aina is doing, or what the hell Kwame's doing, or what the hell anybody's doing. So somebody asks you, you be like, girl, I don't know. I blocked that lady 3 years ago. I can tell you what she's doing. That's how I want y'all to be. But a lot of y'all can't take yourself out of her space. And this is what I believe. And I think if a lot of you believe this, you would engage with the world differently. People that you say you don't like, and I'm talking about you have a strong, that person is a mirror for you. That person really is a mirror for you. And your response to that should not simply be about how much you can hate watch them, how much you can try to go in your search bar looking for controversy about them, how much you're just sitting and waiting for something. That should not be it. It should be, why am I having such a strong reaction to this stranger that I don't know? There has to be something going on with me. I'm being prompted to look at myself. People are mirrors for us. And that's people that we both like and people we don't like. They're mirrors for us. Another thing that I think people don't consider, one of the labels that Jackie gets tagged with is she's a mean girl. And I think a lot of the people that see Jackie as a mean girl are mean girls themselves. You just don't have the courage to be a mean girl. And you resent that she is, if that's how you perceive her, right? Because a lot of y'all are perceiving mean girl behavior as clear boundaries. If I say, don't call me this, I don't care that I said it 5 years ago. I'm telling you, don't call me it today. And you think the fact that she called herself auntie 5 years ago means you can continue to disrespect her today. There's a lot of things that I did 5 years ago that I want no parts of. I don't want to be reminded about it. Please don't talk to me about it. Please don't ever say it to me. We understand that in our own personal lives. But when somebody who is an influencer, especially one we don't like, say that, all of a sudden, she's a mean girl. And I don't know if she's a mean girl or not. I'm not in any kind of close personal relationship with this woman to know, right? She's a mean girl. And I think those of you who struggle with setting boundaries around yourself, when Jackie does it, it feels like, how dare you? Because I can't do that. I can't do that with the people on the internet, and I can't do that with the people in my life. I believe that I should always be available to people. I believe that I don't have the currency to tell fans no. I don't have the currency to tell my audience no, because I am not a Jackie Aina. In that, I have enough wealth that I can say, if you come into my comment section and you say something crazy, and again, I get to decide if it's crazy, not you. If you come in my comment section and you say something crazy, I'm going to block you. You don't have the ability, or you believe you don't have the ability to do that. You believe you don't have the cachet to do that. So seeing her do that enrages some of y'all. It enrages some of you that you see her do what you believe you can't do. And the only difference between Jackie and you is Jackie has the courage to be disliked. A lot of you are afraid of being disliked. And so when you see her being disliked and seemingly going on about her life, that also enrages you. Why hasn't your world stopped? Why haven't you tried to be good to us again? Why haven't you tried to? Your world stops. And so this is my advice for the people who do not like Jackie Annas or any influencer. If you don't like these people, you can block them. If you don't like these people, you don't have to buy from them. You don't have to buy their perfume. You don't have to buy their candles. You don't have to buy their makeup. You don't have to do anything, participate in any way that they are trying to engage with their audience in the world. You can block them and not engage. And if you don't have the ability to do that, then what I want you to do is consider the feelings you have around that person and then go within. Go within. So to the people that love Jackie, keep loving her. Being a content creator and being visible is not easy, because for as much people that you have that will love you, you probably get a healthy dose of people who hate you. And so falling in a soft place of supporters, fan, buyers, I'm always going to wish that for every Black woman. And the people who don't like Jackie Aina, stop trying to disrupt somebody else's peace and protect your own. Block her. Okay. Now, this is my final hot topic for tonight. And those of you, you have to be on TikTok to probably know who this person is. Okay. And that person is New York Nay. In fact, this conversation is so dear to me, and I've done 2 TikTok videos on this as well. So if you're watching the show, you've seen my videos about this New York Nay. So here's the backstory about New York Nay. New York Nay is a content creator that does commentary around being from New York and all things New York, right? And New York Nay has probably been on TikTok for as long as I have been on TikTok. Now, full disclosure, I'm not a follower of New York Nay because that's not my content that I want to be regularly engaged with. But if she comes down my my feed, and she says something funny, or she does something cute, or she does something very New York, because I do like the New Yorkers. Y'all don't like me. Y'all say I talk too slow and move too slow, but I do like y'all. So if she says something or does something cute for New York, I'll watch her content. So recently, New York Nay launched some bags. She's launching bags. She's trying to build a brand around bags, or, right now it's just bags. It could be other things. And the bag is retailing for about $400. And the bag is in the shape of a number 1 train. Okay. Now, 2 things. I don't like top handle bags, or even if they have the strap for the top handle, it's just not my style of bag. I'm not from New York. I don't understand the significance of the 1 train. I've never been on a subway. So it's not a bag that I personally would buy, but I respect that she's trying to build something. And the amount of commentary on TikTok currently about chastising her for charging that much for a bag, asking what is the quality, asking is it even leather, asking all of these questions that we rarely ask designers. Now, if you watch my video on TikTok, I talked about having 4 genuine, authentic Louis Vuitton bags, 4 of them. And what I said in that commentary was to get on the internet and ask this woman about the quality of her bags when we're all walking around with canvas bags, Louis Vuitton they don't make a lot of leather handbags. They make canvas handbags. And the only leather you usually get on a handbag is the straps. Everything else in the bag is canvas, especially if you buy a Louis Vuitton bag that has the logos, okay? So they're all coming at her, asking her about the quality that we never ask other designers. When you first got introduced to Kate Spade, did you even know who Kate Spade was? Now, I'm going to tell my truth. I want you to sit and tell yours. I didn't know who Kate Spade was. What I knew was I started seeing people carry Kate Spade. I started to see the logo, right? And it was people that I wanted to emulate, that I had the same level of access as those people, because that's what really drives the luxury market, is me seeing it on somebody else who I believe is a little bit better than me, whether that's in socioeconomic or financial class. And so I want to be able to attain what they attain as a way to feel equal to those people. Now, we're just going to tell the truth and shame the devil, okay? I didn't know who Kate Spade was. I'd seen a bit of her logos. And then I live down here in Florida. Down at the Sawgrass, they have all of these designer outlets. Hugo Boss, Gucci. I don't know that they have Celine, but Kate Spade, Tory Burch, all of these luxury brands or mid-luxury brands down at the Sawgrass. And so I'm walking through there, and all of a sudden I see the Kate Spade store. I didn't know who Kate Spade was. All I knew is that I saw people that I wanted to emulate carrying that brand. And so I took my happy behind in Kate Spade. And I'm embarrassed to say now, but I was paying $300 for at the time, like $200 for a Kate Spade wallet this big. But it said Kate Spade, right? And what it said to other people was, I'm carrying Kate Spade. And most people know this is $200. And a lot of people can't afford $200, but I can, right? Louis Vuitton raises their price year over year. They don't raise their craft. They don't raise the product. They just raise the price. And every year, like trained seals, we all flop in those stores and we pay the higher price. And I believe part of what Nay is experiencing online is that how dare she, as a Black woman, nobody even knows about. Your profile ain't that high. How dare she charge me $400 for a bag? What is it made out of? It better be leather. I have never heard anybody say my Louis Vuitton better be leather. Have you? I've never heard anybody say, oh, I'm going to buy Louis Vuitton, but it better be leather. No, you take your habit behind in the store and you buy that canvas. Now, before you come on here and say, well, my canvas has been lasting, so is the red, blue, and white bags that you get at the Chinese stores. Those things last forever. Okay? They last so long that Balenciaga decided to make a bag, and when I say bag, they basically went down to the Chinese oh my God, what do they call it in New York? You know what I'm talking about. They went down there, grabbed a bunch of them, and just stuck their logo on it because they know people are dumb enough to spend $1,000 for a red, white, and blue bag that you get from the bodegas if on that bag there's a little logo called Balenciaga. So I don't want to hear the argument about the quality, because we've been buying shitty quality from brands for millennia. And I think it's shameful that this young woman is trying to build something for herself. And the people that look like her are the people tearing her down. And I think it's something we as Black people need to consider. That we don't have to just support each other because we're Black, but we need to make support be our default when we show up in spaces with Black people. Because right now, you know what Black people's default is to other Black people? Suspicion, and how dare you? How dare you create a product that I deem subpar and you charge this amount of money for it? But we will never say that in the Louis Vuitton store. We will never say that in the Kate Spade store. We'll never say it in the Tory Burch store. We'll never say it in the Hugo Boss store. There's people buying Ethica boxers. You're paying what, $20, $30 for underwear. And you'll never walk in there and say, this is not worth $30. But let a black woman try to create something. Let a black man try to create something. And all of a sudden, all of the connoisseur of luxury want to know what the quality is. We have to stop doing that to one another. If you don't like the design of her bag, don't buy it. If you can't afford the $400, don't buy it. If you can't afford my book, The Empathy Gap, it is black and white. It's $25.88. If you can't afford it, don't buy it. If you don't read, don't buy it. If you can't afford my empathy and self-empathy scorecards that are $58.88, don't buy it. Don't download it. But you will never come into my comment section and tell me it costs too much. Because I know the work, the intention, and the platform I pay for those things to be accessible to the people I made them for. Those scorecards, those empathy scorecards, and I would encourage every single person to download it and do it, especially if you're Black. Because we fundamentally lack a lot of empathy for other Black people. And the reason why we do that is because we lack it for ourselves. We lack it for ourselves. And because we lack empathy for ourselves, we try to validate ourselves outside of ourselves. What kind of car do you drive? What kind of bag do you carry? What neighborhood do you live in? What perfumes do you wear? Oh my God, what brand of makeup do you, right? We try to do that. You know, my little synthetic wig that is doing the thing, baby. Okay? No, now you went to the wig maker and got 5 pounds of human hair, raw, blah, 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 blah. And you paid $2,000 for your wig. But I paid $20 for mine. And we both look cute. But you're going to let me know what you paid for yours, even though mine is as cute as yours. And the reason why we do this is because fundamentally we lack self-empathy. And so we're always trying to validate ourselves outside of ourselves. So if you like Nay's bags, if you like the design, if you agree with the quality, go support that young woman. My book, go purchase it. Support. My scorecards, download them and do them. If you are a Black person, if you are a woman, you are a queer person, we're now in Pride Month. Do your empathy scorecards and do your self-empathy scorecards. And that's all I got for Hot Topics tonight. I want to thank you guys for being here, for watching the show, and I will see you on the next one.
Thank you for watching Pyro Media Network. For more information, please visit pyromedianetwork.com.